Look at the little cute jumping spider sitting on my windowsill. Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have not posted a video in a few months, and that was out of purpose. I didn't forget. I just didn't read enough to want to like make YouTube videos, because all of my videos contain me explaining what I read over a month, and when I read like a couple of books, it just wasn't worth a video to me. And most of like the challenges I do or like video topics are reading a decent amount of books in like a small amount of time. So I thought we'd make a little vlog. I love watching videos of people just vlogging what they're reading. And we're just gonna do a beginning to mid-fall vlog of like what I'm reading. So I just finished this the other day. It is Things We Hide from the Light. I wanted to read this before like summer was like truly over, just because I knew I wouldn't be in the mood for it, and like I was in the mood for a big book, and when I'm in the mood for that, I like have to take advantage because I don't do that much. It is now almost 11 o'clock and I've been reading for like the past hour, and I got to page 218. I have like 110 pages left, 120 pages left. I'm so entertained by this book. Oh my gosh. Everything is just like starting to like fall into place, and there hasn't been a reveal yet, but there has been twists and also like just a lot of turns. Yeah. I also never explained what this book is about. Basically, a series of murders happened in 3 different places over like a short period of time. And then out of those 3 situations, only one woman from each made it out alive. The news and social networks just considered all of these girls final girls. And years goes by, like one of them is like barely even in public. One of the 3 final girls commits suicide. So then the 2 girls who are left end up meeting in person, because obviously it's like a really strange situation. Definitely one of my favorite Riley Sager books. Like this is comparable right now to The House Across the Lake to me. And that is one of, if not my favorite thriller books. And my favorite book from him. I'm also really hoping during this challenge to catch up a little bit to my GoodReads. Last year, my reading goal was, I actually kept upping it throughout the year because I read a lot more than I thought I would. But I think I ended reading 65 books last year. So then this year I was like, I want to try and read more than that. Goal was 70 books. And so far I've been pretty on track with it. I think I'm 1 book behind right now just because like toward the end of summer I haven't been reading. But now I'm starting to like catch back up. Good morning. It's currently like 9:45. I woke up, I showered. Now I think I'm gonna go get a coffee at Dunkin' because that just sounds so good. I got one yesterday and I just really think I might have to get one again. And then I'm going to try and read a little bit of this before my first class. And my first class is not till 1 p.m. today, which is so chill. Since that's gonna be like mellow, I'm hoping to get a bit of reading into this. Okay, I have my French vanilla coffee. I brought my book for Final Girls out. It feels so fall out today. It's making me so happy, like birds and squirrels that are out, and also leaves are falling off of my tree. I just got to page 286, which like a big reveal is happening, so I'm very excited to keep reading, but I have to take a little break. But I'm going to try and finish the last like 60 pages, hopefully in the next like hour or so. Closed this book 20 seconds ago. I just finished it, and this is easily a 5-star read for me. And maybe I'm speaking too soon, maybe like I'm not letting it like settle in and like soak into my body, and I'm just like excited about it right now. But I do truly think this is a 5-star read for me. I did actually predict part of this ending, and then I kind of like let it fade away in my head, and I've had this happen a few times, and then I move on to other theories. and then my like original theory always comes back. So I did predict part of the ending, but there's so many twists in Riley Sager books that even if you predict one or two things, there's always something that you'll never be able to like actually put your finger on until like he reveals it himself. I have a few books in mind off the bat. I have had this book for over a year and I know it turned into a show. This is The Last Thing He Told Me, but I also have like 3 thriller books right here on my shelf. So I have like 4 books in mind right now. So it's definitely going to be either like a thriller or this is like a mystery drama. So it's either gonna be that or it's gonna be one of these few. But I think I'm gonna make lunch first, make some pasta, and then I'll decide what I read next. All right, I'm back. I made some pasta and salad for lunch and now I have a hazelnut honey coffee. I'm gonna try and sit down, I think, and maybe start this book, which is The Last Thing He Told Me. I don't know why I'm like interested in picking this up right now. I've had this book for like a year and a half and I've never once wanted to touch it. I changed to a fleece and I got 55 pages into The Last Thing He Told Me, and I want to give you guys like a really brief description about this book, just if you're interested in maybe reading it. Hannah and Owen got married a year ago. They've been in a relationship for like 2 years, and Owen has a 16-year-old daughter named Bailey, and Bailey just has a really hard time with Hannah being like her stepmother and now being involved in her life. She just like kind of struggles with that, so they just kind of have like a very iffy relationship, and they both kind of use Owen as a crutch, as like middle ground of like their only relation to each other. And one day Owen just sends a note to Hannah that's just like, protect her. That's the only thing he says. He doesn't say when he's coming home, he doesn't say anything else, and it's much past the time of when he should be home from work, and he doesn't show up to pick Bailey up from practice, so Hannah has to go get her. Bailey comes out of practice with this duffel bag and she's like, yeah, he's not coming back. And Hannah's like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? And she opens the duffel bag and it has $600,000 in cash and a note written to Bailey. And they're both just in complete shock. They don't know what to do or what this means. But I love the idea that there might be like some found family in this, and it's definitely more of like a cozy mystery drama book compared to like a super fast-paced, like, I wouldn't really call, I don't know if I'd call this like a thriller book necessarily. I would just more say it's kind of like a chill mystery. So I don't know when I last updated, but I just got to page 150. So I'm halfway through this book and I'm gonna try and finish this today. I'm gonna try and sit down in a little bit and finish another 50 pages. I will say, even though some of the reviews kind of made me nervous and I haven't gotten to the ending of the book, which I do think is like the big determination of what your thoughts are on a book. If it's boring or underwhelming like a lot of the comments are, I could see how this book would just be like kind of boring. But since I'm hoping that there's something that's like interesting or a twist that happens that I didn't really expect, I feel like it could just be an enjoyable read. The only thoughts I'm thinking right now are just, I actually don't have many. I'm just enjoying reading the book, and the chapters are short, which is nice. And I like her writing style, but like, again, nothing crazy's happened. There's been no big reveals really that I'm aware of. Good morning. So I read to page 170 yesterday. So I read about 100-ish pages. Then I just put my book down for the day because I just was overreading. And then today I just picked my book back up and I'm already almost to page 200. I only read for like 15-20 minutes. We only have like 100 pages left of this book, so I'm gonna try and finish it today. Yesterday I really wanted to finish it, but I just was so busy I didn't have time. And then start a new book. And I've been seeing like a lot of fantasy books on my YouTube feed, so I feel like I should maybe pick up like a dystopian or fantasy book. Finished the book and I'm like sitting with my thoughts trying to decide how I feel about it, because I really liked the sweetness of the ending, but I'm not gonna like give anything away. But then yeah, I will say another part to me was kind of underwhelming, but I enjoyed like the drama aspect of this book. I will completely stand with the claim that this is definitely a very cozy mystery and much more drama and relationship based. I would argue that this is mostly like a literary fiction book. I'm not sure what umbrella this book falls under necessarily, but there is aspects of mystery and found family. I would just say that this is more of a drama book, and I kind of prepared for that going into it because that's kind of what I thought it was. But I think a lot of people on GoodReads got the wrong idea of the book, so they just were very critical of it. I kind of knew that this was going to be a slower paced read. This isn't like a 5-star or anything for me, but I had a good time reading this book. The only complaint I will make is I felt like the author didn't do a very good job of giving visuals. I felt like there was very little explanation to the detail of what was going on around them. It was very just them based, and it was never explaining what a building looked like or the scenery they were in or anything like that. And I kind of like that in a book, just to get a better imagination for the idea. You guys, I just put in my GoodReads update, and look, I'm back on track of my goal. Who knows, maybe it'll be like a 10-book month. I don't know, I haven't had that for a little while. We'll see, I guess. But I'm kind of open right now. Like, I kind of feel like I'm in the mood where I could start almost anything, and if the book's good, I'll get into it. Like, I don't think I'm being picky right now, which is nice. Okay, I couldn't decide what I wanted to read for this class, but I did want to like do something book-wise. So what I'm gonna do is, and let me know if you guys want me to make a video about this. I haven't annotated too many books, but I picked up another Where the Crawdads Sing copy. I own mine, and then this I'm gonna give to my grandma, but I wanted to annotate it first because I always tell her that this is like my favorite book, and the entire setting of this book is like my favorite thing in the world. I won't mind reading this again and also like annotating it for her because I think it'd be special, and me and her bond a lot over books. I've picked my next read. I just went up to my shelf and I was like, you know what, we're just gonna look at my books here, and if there's like a book description that I like forgot about, I'm gonna just read it. And for some reason I was instantly drawn to The Red Queen, and I remember reading obviously the whole like premise when I bought the first book, but I bought it months ago and I kind of forgot about it. And then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna like reread this, and it sounds so interesting. And then I watched a couple YouTube videos and YouTube shorts with no spoilers, and I was like, this is inspiring me to read it. This just sounds really good. So this is gonna be my next read. I'm gonna shower, and then I'm gonna probably make some food and sit down and maybe read a couple chapters of this. I'm actually put together right now, and I can't promise that that's gonna happen again, but I started the first 2 chapters of this, so I'm 20 pages in, and my initial thoughts are I really like the writing. I love how it just like throws you right in to the world building and like getting you situated on the politics and how this system is set up for this book. I love it, and I like our main character so far. I just got home and I'm gonna try and pick this back up. I'm 88 pages in, and even though 88 pages probably might not be a ton if you're like, oh my gosh, you're dedicating like a lot of your day to reading, you do have to keep in mind that I read 130 pages of another book like today. Good morning, everybody. It is currently 10:30 a.m. on September 14th. Hunter, if you're watching, happy birthday. It's one of my best friend's birthdays today. I read to page 106 last night just to get to 100 pages, but I was really tired, so I just put my book down, went to bed. So I'm really excited to keep reading this today, and I am going to be over by the mall today, which is where my half-price bookstore is, so I might stop in and see if they have the other 2 books in this series. I really hope this is not a spoiler, because where I'm at in the book, you like haven't learned like enough about romance. Like, you can tell it's gonna be a dynamic, but like you don't know much about any of the like romantic options, I guess. But this page 140, oh my gosh, she was like running from the guards and they were like holding her down, and she's like, let me go, but like they don't take commands from her. She's in an arranged marriage with this guy named Maven, which was not her choice, and he just comes up and he's like, let go of her, like, you heard my bride, like, let go of her. That's like bare minimum, but like that was really hot. I had to share that. I hope that wasn't like spoiling anything. All right, we're gonna go to the bookstore because these are such fall fantasy books. I want to get the other two to read. I like got a little dressed up. I'm back. It's hours later. Really quick haul. So I found out that there's actually 4 books in the Red Queen series, and I got the second and third book, which is The Glass Sword and then King's Cage, and then there's also Warstorm, which that is the 4th book, and I didn't buy it because they only had hardcover, and I got all of these in paperbacks, and I'm also just a fan of paperbacks. These ones, the spine needs to get, like, people might judge for that, but I hate when spines are, I don't like to over like extend them, but I need a floppy book. I can't read a book like super like stiff. I can't do that. I also picked up The Book Thief because I've seen a lot of people talk about this book over the past like 2 years, and I've heard a lot about it. And it was $1 on sale at my half price. So I was like, we're gonna pick it up. Hi everybody, it's 10 p.m. and today I read, I'm on page 168 right now. So my goal every day is to read at least 100 pages. So I'm gonna read at least a page 200. Good afternoon. It is now Saturday, September 16th. I didn't film anything yesterday because I only read like 20 pages. I didn't have like any time to read. So today I am starting on page 257, and I'm hoping we can try and finish this book today. I'm hoping I can get like a good hour or two stint to just like read and finish this. There's 388 pages, so I have just over 100 pages left, and I am like absolutely loving this series so much, and I'm just absolutely loving this book so far. I'm having such a good time with it, and I love the characters. I love the entire plot point because it's like easy to understand. It's not, because some fantasy books really do just like absolutely hurt my brain. So I love that this is like easy to comprehend and you can get into it easy. I'm back. I worked out and showered, and now I'm gonna let myself have a little bit to read. So I'm gonna put on my playlist that I've been listening to. I've been going back and forth between my Shatter Me playlist for this book, and there's another playlist on Spotify that has like a whole playlist dedicated to this. So I'm gonna turn my Alexa on and play some of that in the background while I read for the next little bit. I am kicking my feet over page 322 right now. I won't spoil anything, but just like, just a moment of forbiddenness is just so like, I'm on page 340 right now, and a reveal just happened, and I'm like, I don't even know what to say. I like was not expecting that, and now I'm like, damn. I have been living a lie. I have like 40 pages left of this right now, and there was just a huge reveal, and I am like so I saw this like YouTube clip, and I was really confused when people were talking about it. It was like a short, and I was like, why, like, does that make sense? And now it's clicking, and now I'm like, I need to finish this. You guys, this book is so good. Good afternoon. It's 1:19 and it's the next day. I ended up spending the night at a friend's house last night, so the entire time I was there, I was just like, I need to get home to finish my book in the morning. Like, I need to do that. And we're still finishing this, and then we might have to take a little nap. So I'm on page 344. So I literally have 44 pages left. And then if I get any extra time to do more reading today, I think I'm just gonna work on annotating my Where the Crawdads Sing copy, because I don't know if I'm gonna start a new book today. So this is the last day of the vlog. It's been like a full 7 days. Finished The Red Queen, and I'm happy to say that this is going to be a 5-star for me. So if you can take away something from this video, this is a good fantasy to read, and Final Girls is a really good thriller to read if you're in the mood for either of those. My grandma literally just came over and was like, can I borrow this book? And it was Final Girls, and I was like, I literally just read that and it was so good. So she just took my copy of it. But this has been a successful reading vlog, and I got to annotate this. I used red tabs throughout this, and I might go back through and highlight, because right now it's just like, if I have a tab, it's literally just for like the page where a scene that I really liked got tabbed. I just downloaded Queen Song, which is the .1 novella, which is directly after this book. So I just downloaded that. So I'm going to start reading that, and I'm also going to continue annotating this. It's now Monday, so it has been a full week of filming this vlog, so that kind of wraps everything up. We're going to go over and just refresh on everything that I read in this video. The first book that I started this video off with was Final Girls by Riley Sager. That book, I was, I think, around halfway through or so when I started the video. So I read it from September 7th to September 11th, but obviously the first few days of me reading it were not included in the video. And that book was a 5-star for me. I would recommend that book to anybody who wants a fast-paced thriller and just keeps you on your toes the entire time. It's so easy to fly through. You could honestly binge that book in one day, and there was so many reveals and plot twists that it was just so entertaining. I loved that book. And then I read The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. That book was a 3.5-star for me, and I read that from the 11th to the 13th. I would recommend that if you want a cozy found family mystery. Don't go into that book thinking there's really high stakes or there's going to be a lot of action or anything like that. Honestly, the entire thing was very mellow, and I was never afraid that something wouldn't get pulled off. If you're in the mood for a book like that, then I would totally recommend it, because the found family in it was really sweet, and I actually liked the pacing of the book, but it just wasn't as crazy as I think a lot of people either made it out to be or put in their heads that it was going to be. Then I read The Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. That book was read from the 13th to the 17th, and that was a 5-star for me. I would absolutely recommend that to anybody who is trying to get into fantasy or likes just young adult dystopian books with a subplot of romance. If you liked the Shatter Me series or the Hunger Games, I would think that you would love The Red Queen, because that's what I can kind of compare it to. And I thought like nothing was going to remind me of Shatter Me. I absolutely love that series, and I am already attached to the characters in book 1. I love the dynamics, I love the world building and the setup, and I love our main heroine. So it was just a really good read in my opinion, and I'm so excited to read the novella and then the next book. Then yesterday I got 60 pages into annotating Where the Crawdads Sing, so I'm going to include it in the video even though I didn't film anything. So I didn't make it too far. I was just really tired yesterday, so not much reading got done. Where the Crawdads Sing is easily top 3 favorite books. Absolutely love everything about it, and I also love the movie, so you should check out both or either. They're both incredible. I would consider this a pretty successful little fall vlog. There was 2 5-stars in here, which is kind of shocking because I'm really picky about that. So I recommend checking out honestly any of the books I read in this video, and let me know if you like me doing these little fall vlogs. I guess just vlogs in general. I just have a fun time kind of keeping you updated on documenting real time how I'm feeling about a book and going through it. Let me know if you have any other book videos you want to see from me, and I will see you guys all next time.